This is possibly the this is possibly the funniest update of the entire student protest saga so far. And if you were on my Spy stream earlier and you already heard about it, like, forgive me for saying it again, but not everyone was on Spy stream earlier. That was a supporter-only event. But this is by far the best update of any of the student protest groups. So, as you guys know from yesterday, Harvard students have now set up a Gaza Solidarity encampment on Harvard Yard. All right. And we were all a little surprised that it took them this long to do it because it's Harvard, but they've gotten their act together. They had some meetings. They set up their encampment. They took over Harvard Yard. Harvard Yard is now closed to everyone. Even like I was thinking about going down to Boston tomorrow just to make the rounds to all the colleges. There's now an encampment at Northeastern. I think there's one at Tufts. The Emerson encampment got raided last night by the cops. I'm shocked that Boston University, which is my alma mater, doesn't have one yet. MIT has one, I think. So I was thinking about maybe going down to Boston tomorrow just to like make the rounds and see what's going on. But I won't be able to get into Harvard Yard probably unless they open it up later in the day. So I guess we'll see. But this is really funny. So the Harvard Crimson has a real-time update website where they're giving us updates on the Gaza encampment. And the Harvard Crimson is like the student newspaper. They're actually doing a really good job with real-time updates. So last night at 11:30 p.m., the Harvard Crimson posts, organizers notified those at the encampment that the yard's sprinklers will go off at some point in the night as regularly scheduled. They asked student protesters to bring their and others' bags out of the encampment so they don't get wet overnight. As the weather gets colder into the night, organizers are also reminded protesters for extra blankets, etc., etc. The Harvard dean was walking around. So the sprinklers were going to go off. This was the big plan the university had. The students are not going to survive the sprinklers in 30-degree weather, which actually is, it's actually not the worst plan in the world if we're honest about it. Well, they didn't listen. The Harvard students at the encampment didn't listen. And around 3 or 4 a.m., the sprinklers came on as they were previously warned they were going to. And the Harvard students were apparently caught off guard. And their tents got flooded at 4 a.m. in 30-degree weather. It gets chilly in the night, guys, still in Boston. So there's a big hullabaloo about that. And then the Harvard Crimson posted an update at 4:05 a.m. as protesters spend their first night in the Harvard Yard encampment. The biggest threat to their stay has not come from the administrators or Harvard University police officers, but from the Yard's sprinklers. So this was putting the encampment in danger. All right. It all could have been over. But no, breaking news, because Harvard students are nothing if not resourceful. And it may have taken them a little extra time to figure it out, but eventually they got there. And so the latest update from the Harvard Crimson at 1 o'clock this afternoon, protesters have begun moving tents to adjacent patches of grass closer to Harvard Hall for logistical reasons, presumably to avoid the sprinklers that sprayed the encampment last night. So, at least for the time being, the sprinklers were winning. Everyone thought they were going to pack up and go back inside. But nope, they've regrouped, and now they've moved the encampment to get away from the offending sprinklers. That is just, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know why this is so funny for me, but it's just like, it's brilliant, isn't it? Yeah, just like turn on the fucking sprinklers. Like, that's like literally all you guys had to do. But nope, the Harvard encampment lives to fight another day. So I guess we'll see how long that's going. And again, guys, I do actually legitimately want to recommend that you check out the Harvard Crimson website because they are actually doing really good real-time updates of this. This is something you're interested in.